Welcome to Between Classes, the SD State podcast about jackrabbit life. Today we're talking to Sophie Ascheman. Welcome, Sophie. Why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Thank you for having me. I am a sophomore Nutrition and Dietetics major. I'm technically a junior because of my dual credits that I took in high school. I went to high school in Benson, Minnesota, which is about half an hour away from where I actually live, in Holloway, Minnesota, which is a very, very, very tiny town.
How many people were in your high school graduating class?
I graduated with about 65.
Okay. So tell me a little bit about the transition that you had to make from living in a small town to moving to SDSU and Brookings, which is bigger than your hometown.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was definitely scary when I was still at home looking at the numbers. 13,000 or 12,000 looks huge compared to my graduating class in the town that I grew up in. But after I came here, it's not as big as I thought it was going to be. It's small enough where you know enough people, but it's big enough where you don't know everybody and you don't see the same people all the time. But it was definitely different, but I really enjoy it here.
Will you tell me a little bit about adapting to living in the dorms? 'Cause I would imagine that was the first time you had lived away from home and by yourself. So what was that like?
Yeah, it was really strange to live in a, as my brother would call it, a concrete box. Yeah, it's definitely different, especially being away from home for me was really a big thing. My family is very close, but it was fun. I suggest leaving your door open to make friends when you first move in. It's really nice to know the girls on your floor or the guys on your floor. But yeah, it was definitely a transition, living in a small room, having to wear shoes every time you shower. That I'm still not a fan of that. It's not the worst thing in the world, but I do like to be barefoot when I take a shower. But yeah.
So you're a returning jackrabbit. Tell me a little bit about how that's different from when you first came here as a freshman and maybe didn't know anybody and didn't know where your classes were. How is it different being a second-year student?
So being here for my second year, it's been way easier. I didn't realize still when I was at home before I came, I was like, all right, freshman year was a little rough. It was just a lot of transitioning, and I came here and I've been perfectly happy. Roommates are way better your second year. Not that they can't be great your freshman year either, but getting to choose your own roommate is really helpful. Living in a dorm that you want to live in is really nice instead of just a tiny one. But yeah, it's been easier classes-wise. You walk in and you're not as intimidated by your teachers or by the workload that they tell you that you're going to have. Yeah, there's a lot of things that are easier your second year that you don't even think about will change. You don't think they're going to change, and then you come and everything's so much easier and better. So
excellent. So what are you looking forward to this year and as you finish out your jackrabbit career over the next 2 years?
I think I'm most looking forward to just building the friendships that I have even stronger and making more friendships and connections. Getting to know my professors better is actually really fun. I didn't think last year when I was a freshman that it was, all that interesting to talk to your professors, but they're actually really interesting and cool and nice people. So it's really fun to get to know them.
Well, Sophie, I want to thank you for joining us today, and I hope you have a great rest of the semester.
Yes, thank you. Thank you for having me.